What up, what up, what up? I want to welcome everybody to the On the Map podcast. This show is to highlight high school athletes and also give these young athletes a platform to tell their stories as they pursue their dreams in life. No matter what the dream is, remember, this is only the beginning. I'm your host, Coach Paul. That handsome young man over there is my co-host, Jay. And today, our young man in the middle, let me talk about how special this guest is, man. He finished his junior season with 80 tackles, 10 for loss, 9 sacks, and 3 forced fumbles on defense. He also finished with 9 rushing touchdowns, 3 receiving touchdowns. He stands 6'5", 220 pounds with an 80-inch wingspan. Let's welcome the USC commit, Andrew Williams, out of Fremont High School right here in Los Angeles, California. What up?
What's going on?
Congratulations. Fight on, baby.
Yeah, yes, sir.
That's
Oh,
right.
the wristband, nice.
Yeah. You know you gotta have the wristbands on, man. The fight
Yeah,
on.
congratulations, bro. Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations. Also, thank you for your time. I know we had a bit of a delay, so thank you for your patience as well.
That's right.
So, Andrew, you're kind of relatively new to football. Who or what finally convinced you to finally play football?
I feel like the thing that finally convinced me to play football was Coach Curtis Johnson. One
Nice.
time at lunchtime, I was racing one of my soon-to-be teammates. His name was Jovan.
Okay.
And I gave him a run for his money, but I ended up losing at the end. But he asked me, have I ever put that athleticism towards something? And I didn't truly understand what it meant. Then he was like, maybe you should come out to the football field. And I was like, no, man, I'm cool. He was like, you can't knock it until you tried it. And then he gave me an opportunity to play football. I went out there and I liked it.
Hey, man, this opportunity turned into an SC scholarship. But my question is you had never played football before. Like, how was that? Like, how is it that you had never played football before?
I feel like it was something that wasn't put there for me.
Okay.
So it was something that was never on my mind. It was something that I wanted to get to.
Okay.
Nice. And were you more of a basketball kid, or you were never really a sports kid growing up before high school?
Growing up, my granny used to have me in the back, go outside, play basketball, hoops, or her, you feel me?
Yeah.
So I would say I was a basketball kid. And intentionally, I came to high school trying to learn how to play basketball. I wanted to learn how to do it. I played basketball, too. I ended up playing basketball, too.
Okay.
And I ran track.
That's what's up.
I run track still,
Nice.
Track season coming up.
Hey,
Nice.
good luck.
We have a question at the end that's kind of revolves around track, so that's
Okay,
nice.
cool.
Nice to hear that you're playing other sports. So my next question for you is, what type of work went into last off season for you to end up, getting a SC offer and committing?
A lot of time and dedication. Football work has no time on it, man. You don't know. It's low key worse than a job schedule for those people that train hard. Like,
Yeah.
it switches every day. You don't never know. Like, one day you waking up at 6. The next you don't gotta be out till 2. So you don't know. You gotta fit your margarine in. You gotta make sure you get rest in too.
Yeah.
Make sure you get a nice rest in.
Absolutely. Hey, so you being a multi-sport athlete, like, and you talked about it. You said that it's like having a job, and a lot of kids your age, a lot of young men your age don't understand that it's a sacrifice. Like, can you talk about some of the sacrifices you made? Like, you talked about getting up early, but can you talk about some of the other sacrifices you had to make in order for your dream to come true?
Yeah. So every teenager has that dream, you going out with your friends, you having fun a lot. Y'all doing stuff every weekend. It was certain times where I chose football instead of being and going to hang out,
Yeah.
But it was something that I was willing to sacrifice for the greater good of my future.
Hey, man, and it worked out. Can't wait to see what it turns into. Hey, what would you say was the reason for your success this season, other than we touched on the sacrifices, but what else would you say was the reason for your success this season?
The people that was around me. I got to give Mike Clayton a shout out. Coach Curtis Johnson, of course, he the one helped me come out there and get started with football in general. I feel like those people right there, the motives that push me, and then around the players too. People in the city that I played against, that I was going up against, they was very supportive of me too. I feel like the city, they was like very supportive of me.
Nice.
Hey,
That's a
having
great
good
answer.
support system is great. It gets you a long way.
Yeah, you got Origin coming from the city, man.
That's right. City section,
Yeah.
stand up.
Yeah,
Exactly. And when you got that support system, man, your belief in yourself goes up. And
Yeah.
if you watch like all the past shows, like I'm a big believer in having self-confidence, self-belief, because that'll take you to the moon. Fake it till you make
Take
it,
it till
I
you make it,
guess.
right?
But
There you go.
Exactly.
yeah.
There you go.
Exactly.
So on
Hey, reference
7th,
number.
yeah, on September 27th, last year, 2024, you landed your first Division One offer from Colorado State. Tell me a bit about that moment.
That moment was actually amazing for me. So previously, I wouldn't say like but it was hard. I was working, so I was going and I had no idea, like no idea. I was like very surprised. I was very thankful as well too, like very humble. After I posted that, I made sure I posted it. I got it on my ex, but after that, I continued to work harder and improve myself with academic wise and physical wise. Make sure that I take care of myself mentally and physically.
Nice. Now, before Jay gets into his next question, right after you got that offer from Colorado State, was it like you said, you continue to work hard, you posted, but to yourself, like as an athlete, I know there's other athletes that would feel this. Did you have that moment of like, all right, I effing did it. Let's effing go. Now let's see what else I can do.
Yeah, yeah. That was very the moment. So the moment I walked out of the office to go back to my classroom, that was the moment. But as soon as I walked into the classroom, that was that moment where it was, let's see what else I could do.
Nice.
You feel me?
Mm.
Started putting my mind to it to do it. You know.
All right, that's what's up.
So Andrew, when did the communication between colleges start for you?
I feel like they started towards the end of the summertime when I
Of
started
which
getting
year?
back
Of your sophomore or freshman year?
my sophomore.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how did that kind of feel for you? Was it kind of a surprise, or did
So,
you kind of expect it?
so my sophomore year was pretty wild, and I didn't know that nobody seen it though. So I know I was going crazy on the field, but I didn't think nobody seen it. I didn't know
Mm.
that it got out there because I wasn't getting no views on X. So I didn't know that college coaches or recruiters were seeing it. But they were seeing it. When I was able to get my film out there, I was happy, but I made sure I stayed humble because I knew that the opportunities are limitless. You know, you gotta keep going. You feel me? I
Yeah,
was always taught like you gotta keep working to achieve. You know, you
Yeah,
can't just
absolutely.
ask for no
simple.
handout. So it's like you see this now. Like you said, I was a sophomore. I was nowhere near my senior year, so I was just like, yeah, cool. I was happy though.
Yeah,
I was happy though.
that's
What
what's up.
too? Yeah,
I would be too, man. I remember when the
yeah. I
first
go around
D3
telling
school.
everybody.
I
Yeah.
remember when the first D3 school sent me a letter. I was like, "Oh, I'm on!
Man, that's
I'm
what I'm
on!
saying, man.
I'm on!" I thought I was king. When I got my
Yeah.
first D3 letter, I thought I was the man. I was like, "You couldn't tell me nothing."
That's what I'm
I couldn't
saying.
imagine a D1. That was dope.
Yeah, it must have been a great moment for you. You brought up a great point. Just keep working, you know. Honestly, the key to success is just it's easy, but it's not simple. Just keep working. But my next
Yeah,
question for
For
you
real,
is,
like people. Look, I had told this to my coach the other day. People are worried about the result, but they don't
mm,
put in the work to
right.
get the result. You know, you got to be able to put your mind to it and do it. And have the right people around you too.
Man,
Hey,
Jay,
I feel like athletes don't talk enough about the mental state side of it. They don't.
They don't. But I gotta say,
yeah,
Jay, I don't know if you've been able to catch a couple of the episodes, Andrew, and if you haven't, it's okay. Man, a lot of these young men that are excelling in the sport, in the city right now, all have the same mentality. Let me tell you that, Andrew. All of you guys that are succeeding right now, you all have the same mindset with a different twist, dude. It is a breath of fresh air as a football coach to hear you talk the way you talk. Keep it up. Hey,
Man, I
man,
thank you, man.
I'm
I
coming to
appreciate
watch
you.
you at SC. I'm
Okay,
an SC
hey,
fan.
for sure.
I'm an SC fan, but I'm be like, yo, I know Mr. Williams. I had him on my show. You gonna be my brag, dog. You
There we go.
for real,
There
young
we
man.
go.
You're gonna be my one claim to fame, yo. I had Andrew
There we
Williams
go.
on my show.
There we go. I love it, man. It's all love from the city, man. Hey,
Absolutely.
and it's not just for me. It's for everybody. It's for my family, man. I feel like that's really my motive. You know.
Amen. Amen. Go ahead, Jay.
yeah. I love it. I love that answer. My next question for you is, how did it feel to be ranked a 3-star? And I know, you know, once you're on the field and you're playing, stars don't matter. But I'm gonna be honest, at least in my opinion, like it's pretty cool that you could call yourself a 3, 4, 5 star. So how did it feel for you?
I'm not trying to sound cocky or nothing, but it felt regular. Cause before I
Okay.
got ranked, I was the same player. So now it's just time to get better as a player. You
Okay.
feel me?
Now that's a perfect answer because my next question goes to now. Everybody can get caught up in the limelight, especially like I said, when I got offered my D3 letter, my first D3 offer, I thought I was walking on cloud nine, right? But to get a D1 offer, it's a little different. That lets you know that your hard work is being recognized. Did you ever feel any pressure after you got your call from Colorado State that you expected yourself, now I got to be Superman and I got to do more than what they're asking me to do every game?
I felt like it was always a dilemma. No matter what school you play for, it's going to be that dilemma that they expect from you, considering that they're bringing you into their program, right?
Okay.
But I always set that standard for myself that higher competition isn't bad. It's better for me because higher competition means there's more room for me to get better.
Okay.
So when it came to like you said, the difference between D3 and D1, even if I would have got a D3 offer, not saying that I'm not blessed and thankful because I am.
Right.
If I would have had a D3 offer, I feel like my mentality towards it would have been the same as it was as I have a D1.
That's how you're supposed to have that. Honest answer. That's how you're supposed to think. That's legit. So I know what it is. So I played when I was coaching at HP. We played Fremont, and the struggle is real. Like it's a different type of struggle that some people may not know. Like you guys play varsity games at 1:00 in the afternoon on Fridays.
Right.
The only way you have the luxury of playing a night game is if it's away. If it's an away game. So let's talk about some of the difficulties playing for a football program like Fremont. Not saying that it's the problem, but it doesn't have all the resources that maybe some other schools have. And Fremont has a lot of kids who've never played football before. What was it like going through some of those adverse moments?
So I always like putting stuff together. It's like the puzzle always it's always a way to solve the puzzle.
Okay.
So I never, like I said, I'm a problem solver. So I never figured, of course it was a problem. It's just a problem that got to be solved. So if I come together with my teammate, I feel like as long as we come together, we can make something happen. You feel me? And that's how I always put it in my mind. So no matter what team we went up against, I always make sure that I boost their confidence up.
Nice. I like it. Young man ahead of his years, Jay, I'm telling you.
Yeah, he's wise. He may be 16, 17, but he's 30 years old right here in the head. Wise comments. I like those comments. Did you guys ever kind of struggle with numbers? Because I know that's one of the struggles. Kind of just a bunch of LA City schools, not just, a certain school. A lot of city. I mean, my team struggled when I was playing. We struggled with numbers a lot. So is that something Fremont struggles with?
So I would say Fremont struggled with numbers toward the end of the season. But in the beginning, we come out strong.
Okay.
So this is your second year. You started at Fremont as a freshman, right?
Yeah.
You guys, if I'm not mistaken, you guys didn't have a JV team, right?
No.
Right. So as far as numbers go, do you feel, and this is just the way you're representing the program, you now have got a scholarship for from SC. Yes. You've committed. Right. You guys are now on track to turn things around going forward. Do you feel your numbers will improve? Because I know last year you guys had a JV team for the first time in a little bit. Do you think your numbers will increase going into next season?
Maybe. I feel like me being on campus or whatever, or me being in the LA City section, just giving the kids that go to schools around Fremont. Like, yeah, it's hope out here. If I'm doing it, y'all could too. So if they feeling like they might want to migrate towards me, they might want to come play with me at Fremont.
I like it.
So that might help increase the numbers.
It's been a while since Fremont's been on top.
Have y'all ever heard a coach say, "I'm gonna win with or without you"?
Yeah.
I feel like that's my mentality too. We've been trying to get it right over here. Like how you said, sometimes you play at 1:00. I feel like that's a bit of adversity too. Continuing in the sun, it might be facing a certain way, and you might have to look certain angles to catch the ball, and it might be glare in your face. It's a lot of adversity that you have to play with in the sun as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Your energy, you got to make sure that you can contain your energy and make sure you have stamina because the sun drains you. Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like me playing in the sun was better though.
I like it.
So Andrew, you committed to USC a mere half day after getting the offer. 5, 6, 7 hours after they offered you. When you got the call from Coach Henney saying they were going to officially offer you, what did that feel like? Tell me about that moment.
No, I was super happy because that was one of those things that everybody in my family envisioned. It was like crazy for them. USC not something like an opportunity that everybody get where I come from. So
Yeah.
with me being able to do it, it was amazing to them. But I'm glad I was able to make them proud. But I ain't done yet though.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
No.
I'm excited to see.
Hey, and
I
I
have a
and I could and I want to appreciate you guys for calling me wise. But like I said, it's the people that you have around you.
for sure.
But it's a lot, and I love learning too. So that's what I'm saying. Like it's a lot more to learn out there.
All right.
So I
So,
might be wise, but I'm not Mr. Know It All. So
hey,
if you
so,
got something that you wanna, I'm willing to.
hey, so that's a dope thing. So this is going to be off the cuff question because I just kind of scrolled down our thing real quick. So you talked about how your coach influenced you.
Right.
Earlier in the show, we had a little mishap. Y'all people just see an edit, but your granny called you.
Right.
Let's talk about it comes from home. So who pours into you for you to think the way you think, man? Like who's your relationships with that are strong that have turned you into the young man that you are currently?
My grandma.
Shout out to grandma.
Let's talk about how important granny is to you, young man.
No, she for sure. She always had my back growing up. In her way, she always had my back, and she made sure I was always safe. She made sure she made sure that I grew up to be who I am. For sure.
Shout out to granny. Hey,
Yeah, for
we
sure.
need all the grannies in the world, man. We love you. We appreciate you. And your granny should be very proud of the young man that she helped build and raise because you're turning out to be a fine young man.
No, I appreciate it, man. All love.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. I second that. So, Andrew, my next question for you is kind of growing up in South Central and attending a school, less than 4 or 5 miles from USC. Was USC your dream school growing up? And if not, can you kind of tell us why you chose USC?
So USC was always one of those big schools since elementary that people was always
Yep.
imagining about. But I never, like in elementary, I never thought I was gonna be able to get into USC. Um, the tuition, and it was just not something that was traditional in my family. Like going to SC, like I said, it's not something that that happens and occur. So
Right.
I feel like me having a big opportunity like that and being able to expand with this opportunity, I jumped on it.
Hey,
It
you're
was,
in
it
here.
was, would you
Go ahead.
say it was a no-brainer? Would you say
Yeah,
it was a
it was a
no-brainer?
no-brainer
Because
for
to
sure,
commit
for
the
sure,
same day,
for
no-brainer?
sure.
Okay. It just made sense. It clicked.
Hey, it's a
Nice.
no-brainer in the sense that granny don't got to travel. It's right in the
Right.
backyard.
Yeah,
Yes,
there it goes.
exactly.
Gets to put on for the hometown. Hey,
Fremont
so with
Pathfinders.
with the situation, we all know that sometimes choosing a school gets overwhelming. That's out the way now. That's good. That we already know what it is. It's fight on, baby.
Right on, right.
What are your expectations for yourself going into next season?
Play harder. Play harder. For
Nice.
sure. I feel like I got a point to prove. I know I'm getting the recognition right now, but it should have been. I feel like it should have been there though. It shouldn't have just happened right now. So I got to come hard this season. I feel like I still got something to prove. Still got this chip
Yeah,
on my shoulder.
I would agree. I'm obviously in the space of high school football in SoCal, not just the city section. And kind of when you kind of get brought up, everyone's like, "Wait, who's that kid? Wait, where's Fremont?" And then like I have to kind of explain. So like,
Right.
you definitely. I like to see that you have the mindset that you have to not prove people wrong, but make a statement, like you said. And I just second that because, like, man, you're putting Fremont on the map. I've seen some comments like, "When was the last time Fremont had a Division I guy?" And I'm just like,
Right.
"Wow,
Right.
okay,
Right.
2027 is the last time they got a D1 guy, baby.
I actually
Yes,
had an
sir.
answer. I
Hey,
had, yeah.
what was your answer?
The answer is I don't know his name, but it was 2003 or 4. That was the
Yeah.
last guy
Yeah.
before Andrew.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah,
And I'm the third person out of Fremont history to go to SC.
Let's
nice.
go. Let's go.
For sure. So yeah,
So
I'm
Andrew,
building a name in the city section. You feel me? That was my version of doing things my way. I always like to expand for people though. I'm not just a man in myself. I like everybody to eat, man.
That's
You
right.
feel me? So you feel me? Opportunities. If I got opportunities on the table for you, I'm not go gatekeep. I'm gonna give you the sauce. You feel me?
Yeah.
nice. I like how Andrew kind of mentioned how he's wise and something kind of clicked that his. I'm pretty sure your name on Twitter or X is the wise guy. Do you
Yeah,
kind of refer to
that's
yourself as
that's
that,
my
like around your friends at school and stuff like that?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's my Instagram. That's my ex. Yeah,
Hey, but
that's
you
my
also
Okay.
know. Hey, but you also know it's a double entendre because you know what a wise guy is, right? He's a killer. That's what they call.
hey,
That's what they
cat.
call a
Hey,
mob. That's what they call a
cat.
mobster.
Now, catch. All right, now that you mentioned this, catch on to Baba.
So my next question for you, Andrew, is I know you mentioned track and basketball, so I know you're playing, well, now I know you're still playing basketball and track, but what does the rest of the off season look like for you? Camp, 7-on-sevens, getting stronger in the gym. I know you posted earlier this week that you
So
got
on
invited
May 4th.
to a Under Armour camp
Uh
or
huh.
Rivals. So
Yeah.
what's the rest of the season look like for you, man?
So yeah, that's what I plan on doing. Off season work, May 4th. I got that camp coming up. You feel me? So right now I'm gonna build myself, prepare, make sure I get comfortable with the drill, so I can go out there and perform, give you guys a show. You guys too,
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I was hyped when you got the invite because a lot of kids who are getting invited, they're like top D1 guys, you know? So you'll be amongst the best and you'll see how you kind of line up against Division One athletes.
Yes, sir. Hey, man. So as we get ready to end this episode,
right?
I gotta ask this question because we're trying to have, like you said, you're not a gatekeeper, so we're trying to ask everybody that's on the show. There's always somebody that's gonna watch the show that has been in your shoes, that is chasing, not even chasing, but working for that first offer. What is the message that you have for those underclassmen that are still working for that first offer?
You gotta always stay level headed, look for the better competition, and study. You gotta always spend your free time studying to get better. It depends on how bad you want it. Like how they say, work ethic, and it's dependent on the people you know. So by staying level headed, meaning that you gotta stay calm in certain situations, meaning professionalism. Certain people might say stuff that you don't like, but you gotta stay cool, and that's how you network. Because when people see that you cool and stuff like that, then that's when they're gonna want to be around you. College coaches too, they see that you're mental and on straight, they're going to want people
Yep.
like that in their program. You know, that's why they evaluate you. They come out, they talk to you before they even give you offer. They build a relationship with you first.
Hey,
So
you
make sure that first impressions is everything. So
everything.
when you first talk to your college coach, even if it's on the phone, make sure you got your voice right, man.
Exactly. I was doing that too when I had my few D3s, so I was nervous. I couldn't
That's
imagine a
what I'm
D1.
saying.
Hey, I remember when I finally got to talk to a coach from Fresno State for my preferred walk on, and it kind of like just happened. Like, he wasn't even at the school for me. It just like I just happened to be in the
Right.
right place at the right time. He's like, "Who are you?" And I taught, and he was like, "Oh," he was like, "Pull up your film." He was like, "Hey man, like, we got a walk on spot." And I was just like, "Oh,
Oh,
let's
right. Like that's
go,
yeah, let's
let's
go. Yeah.
go!" But my grades weren't right, so I had to learn the hard way. Hey,
Hey, but it's cool though because you know what? Was it what? So did you take that as a mistake or did you make it a lesson?
I made it a lesson because I turned around, got my act together. I have my degree. I'm proud to say that I've now put myself in the position that next year I could start getting my credential to become a credentialed teacher, and then my career is off and running, baby. But
And and
Nice.
and and for the people that's listening, that was a good way to wrap up his question. What could you say for the people that's in your shoes? Like how he said, he made his mistake into a lesson, and that's the perfect way to do it. And once you do it like that, then that's when you can build your own type of coping mechanism. And once you keep working, you gotta stay on the grind. Make sure you don't get distracted, man.
hey, with that being said, I'm gonna end this on that
Boom.
note. That's a mic drop. Hey, I'm Coach Paul. That handsome young fellow over there is my co-host Jay, and today we were blessed with an interview from the SC commit, Mr. Andrew Williams.
For
Hey,
sure, for sure.
we want to say peace and fight on.
Peace,
Right
fight
on.
on. Yes, sir.
And as you can see, the balloons, it's
Oh,
iPhone
that's
all day,
crazy.
baby.